What I look like grinding my feet on Eddie Murphy couch.
What?
Yeah, I grind my feet on Eddie Murphy couch.
Hey, that's fantastic.
Oh, man. Not so fast, Florida State, and not so fast, Georgia. The 2023 college football playoff rankings, the final rankings came out. And the favorites all season won there, the Georgia Bulldogs. They lost to Alabama in the SEC championship. Florida State won their conference championship game and did not make it in. A lot of people are saying it's a travesty. It's Florida State got robbed. A lot of other things, but I want to start with you, Pump, because you kind of from the beginning of the season you were kind of teetering back and forth, saying, "I don't know." You never want to leave it up to a room full of people that don't know about football or a committee to make a decision on your season.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, Florida State went undefeated. Lost their quarterback to North Alabama, who I wish we never schedule again in life. You went on to beat your rivalry, Florida Gators, at the Swamp, which is hard to do, regardless of having a starting quarterback or not. It's hard to go into the Swamp at night and win a game, and you did that. You went on to probably one of the all-time great defensive performance by any Florida State team ever. I'll go on record and say that. You won 16-6 in a championship game where your D-line was in the backfield all night, and that was a legendary performance by that team, but it wasn't enough to get Florida State into the playoffs. How do you feel about what this committee and a lot of national pundits who was driving home the fact that this team wouldn't be able to compete in the playoffs? A lot of people saying they'll get blown out by Michigan by 40, or they won't compete to the level of what we think a playoff team should be.
The dust is kind of settled right now. I mean, it's not the fresh reaction. Me and Breeze were going to come in on Monday and do this show, right? And unforeseen circumstances, and I'm glad that it happened that way, and we're here now, because I know the initial reaction would have just been, well, I'm pissed off. My team didn't win, right? And on top of that, as a fan, as an alum, whatever, I do feel bad for those players who put in all that work to get here, just to have a group of people say, yeah, I don't think that you'll win, because they don't know. And that's what kind of pisses me off about it. And when I sat down and was able to think about it more, I'm realizing even more reasons why I'm mad at the playoff committee is because if you look at the history of what the playoffs are, the first year, Florida State also went undefeated during the season, right? Remember, that was when we had Jameis and he came back against Louisville.
2014.
Yeah. 2014, came back against Louisville, came back against Miami, kind of grinded it out against Florida that year. And for whatever reason, we're dropping, right? We played number 5 Notre Dame that year.
Yeah.
Right? Close game. And all of a sudden, the next week, we dropped to number 2.
We had to go to Pasadena.
So at that point, we were, I think, number 3 in the college football playoffs, even though we're 13-0. Alabama and Oregon both had one loss. Why are they above us? And we're undefeated. So I'm watching Georgia struggle against certain teams. Not look great, but, well, they're the 2-time national champions. Okay, well, they're just defending national champions. So what? You see them struggle, but did Georgia ever drop like that? Was Georgia ever number 3 this year?
No.
And everybody says, "Oh, well, hands down, this is the best team in the country." I don't care if they're struggling against this team or this team or this team. Florida State didn't look good against whoever. Florida, okay. Alabama didn't look good against a lot of teams. Texas didn't look good against a lot of teams. Who did Alabama lose to again? Texas, right? So they're in the playoffs, so that looks good. Who did Texas lose to?
Oklahoma.
Doesn't look that good.
And almost lost to Houston if it was for a bogus call.
So again, a lot of teams that kind of barely won. And again, Florida State, if you think that Jordan Travis is our team, look at what our defense did from game 1 to game 13. It's not about Jordan Travis, which is why he made that tweet. I wish I would have broke my leg earlier so you could see what this team was about. It's not just about Jordan Travis. That's an all-time Florida State defense.
Yep.
Right? They only average 4 points allowed in the second half all season. What are we talking about? So now again, you're letting what really makes me mad about the playoff committee is the fact that there are guys who are ADs and ex-coaches in that committee. And you're telling me a coach would sit there and say, well, you know what? Yeah, if I was in that situation and my starting quarterback went down or my best running back went down, we would say, we're not going to play any more games, guys, because we can't win that game. We're going to get beat by 40 because our best player, our quote-unquote best player, is down. Jordan Travis isn't our best player. He's just a quarterback. We kept winning. We won a conference championship with a third-string quarterback and with our running back, shout out to St. Pete, playing quarterback in the third quarter.
And you can't teach St. Pete.
You can't teach St.
Breeze,
Pete.
let me ask you this. Why isn't it impressive? Like, why isn't the narrative flipped? Like, why isn't it impressive that you won with a third-string quarterback and did not allow a touchdown, opposed to you having a high-powered offense and winning 38-35? Why isn't a 16-6 performance impressive to I wouldn't say most people, but some of these experts?
Well, you're talking about a different sets of people, right? So
yeah, 'cause I think it's impressive, and not just because of my team, but that's just impressive to win in a championship setting with a third-string quarterback and you have a dominant defensive performance.
I think it is impressive, and for people who actually like football, who actually appreciate the game of football, they were impressed. I hate Florida State. I was impressed. The defense put on a show. Like, they put on a show that game. Like, I didn't see that coming. The defense has been solid. They haven't been that all year. That was impressive. If I'm trying to see it from a committee's standpoint, it's really a deep conversation. Is it impressive enough for me to say I want this team on the biggest stage? Because let's be honest about what football is these days. Football, in terms of what people want to see, they want to see points. They want to see scoring. Scoring's fun. Scoring 80-yard touchdowns and 50-yard runs and guys breaking tackles and mossing people. We live in a hype culture. What's hype, right? What's going to get clicks? What gets views? What can I throw on the Twitter? And what can we snip and put on TikTok? And if I can roll some highlights when the game is over with Scott Van Pelt on ESPN Sports Center. That's what sports is, right? And I think, unfortunately, for some of us who appreciate the fabric of the sport itself, I think sometimes we see the sport, other people see business, which is jacked up. Right. I think it's wrong. I think we've lost the fabric of college football. I think we lost it a while ago. I think the committee was part of that losing it. I think the playoff is part of that losing it. I've been anti-committee. I've been anti-playoff. Y'all know me. I've been anti all this stuff. So even though I don't like Florida State as a program, I disagree with all of this because I think it's completely undermined what college football is really about. You know, one of the things that I really have disliked, and I know I'm going on a different angle, and I'll end it on this. I don't like people saying, well, the games don't matter. Because if all that matters to you is the playoff, then you're missing the point of college football. Right. Army, Navy, they don't care about the playoff. They care about Army, Navy, right? Or Army or Navy in Notre Dame. Like, it doesn't matter about the playoff. Miami, Florida State, we can both be 2-8. I want to see us beat Florida State. That's what football's about. Yeah, I need college football.
Yeah. And that game is going to be packed. Florida State can have down years. Doak is packed. The Swamp is packed.
Correct. So to me, I hate the fact that all of this is now somehow become bigger than what college football is about. Because y'all know me, I watch Maction on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I stay up for Pac-12 after dark. Rest in peace to the Pac-12. So to me, we've lost what college football is actually about anyway. But in terms of Florida State, yeah, y'all got shafted in terms of just what's right, what we think football is supposed to be, what sports is supposed to be about. You do what you're supposed to do, and that's all you got to do. Well, I think we forget the fact that this is also a now multi-billion-dollar business. And those people, they're looking at the money. And right now, Florida State's offense isn't a fun thing to watch. I watched that whole game. And as great as the Florida State defense was, I think the offense was as equally challenging to watch. And if I'm choosing from a money standpoint of what I'm going to put on the highest stage of this sport that they created this stage and said, this is it, right? This is the pinnacle. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily want to put Florida State's offense on that pinnacle.
He did it.
Then for me, say that.
Yeah.
100%.
Right?
100%.
And if that's what it's gonna be,
don't tell me keep winning, and then when I keep winning, you're shocked that we actually won. If it's all about
money, then say that, right? Because
this was an all-time snub.
Oh, listen,
all time.
NFL's
it won't be a bigger snub than this in the college football playoffs.
They can't do it no more because we're the example.
There hasn't been.
But they could because next year they don't have this anymore. Florida State's in next year,
right?
Unless we're 13.
Which let there be 6 SEC teams there.
Let's get 5 in.
Quick reminder:
and stop acting like the SEC was great. They were 6-4 against the ACC this year.
We got to cut that out. But real quick, just remember the college football playoff agreement that's in place only goes through 2025. So in 2026, when the Big Ten also has Washington and Oregon and UCLA and USC, and the SEC also has Texas and Oklahoma, they're going to get to rewrite the rules of getting into that 12-team playoff. Just remember that.
Listen, guys, I'm sorry. I'm a Gator fan. And I banked on y'all getting in. So, yeah, this was an all-time snub for real.
And let's be honest, like, if Auburn could play some defense, we wouldn't have been having this conversation. Because the fact that Alabama had to convert on a 4th and 31, and now they're all of a sudden a playoff team, it's crazy.
Alabama was tied.
I'm actually against that.
What was it at USF?
I don't think it would have mattered.
3-3?
3-3 at USF at halftime.
In all honesty,
Alabama.
In all honesty, I'm gonna push against you. I don't think it would have mattered.
They would have gotten the SEC.
Honestly,
it might have been Georgia.
I think if Alabama loses, then they drop way back. Whatever. To me, even if Georgia had won that game, the SEC championship game, it still would have been Texas over Florida State.
I get Texas, but
y'all still would have gotten in.
I still don't.
You would have gotten in over Ohio State.
No. What if Georgia won?
If Georgia wins and Georgia stays at 1, Michigan's 2, Washington's 3,
then
y'all
Texas
get 4.
is 4. I don't believe that.
No, y'all get in.
I think you get 4.
I don't believe it.
We got to move on. But Pump, any final thoughts on this? Are we going back downhill, or is this just another chip on?
Play me some violin music as he talks. Do we have any violin music?
Is this another chip on Mike Norvell?
Please,
Mike Norvell's
somebody
shoulder?
give me some violin music.
No, I mean it's screw everybody.
No, I'm serious.
It's fine.
We don't have no violin music queued up.
Wait.
In all honesty, cue it. No, that's fine. Cue it up because in all honesty, there's only two.
I'm not into.
There's only 3 people right now who I think understand just being dumped on a lot of programs, and it's you and me and Omar.
I remember.
Right? Because I feel like Florida State and Miami are 2 college programs that people just hate.
Yep.
Honestly, if Miami had went into the SEC 25 years ago, they'd almost be a darling. Because look how hard they play. Look how tough they are.
That small private school in Coral Gables, Florida.
Look at what they do. Same thing about Florida State. Put us in the SEC. And if we win the way,
tough conference.
It's such a tough conference. Look at Florida State just dominating this. We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
The Gators don't even know.
They investigate Miami for no reason.
Don't get me started.
I just lost
what they doing today over there?
Running back, and y'all going on.
We'll come to that in a second.
Yeah, we'll come to that in a second.
I'm coming for you.
But yeah,
so let's talk about this field.
Oh, by the way, Serenity Now and screw all y'all.
Serenity Now. Great reference.
Hoochie Mama.
We got Michigan, we got Washington, Texas, and Alabama.
Surprise, surprise.
Michigan plays Alabama. Washington plays Texas. How do we see these games going?
Michigan, Alabama.
Wait, did you see the reaction when Michigan found out Florida State? It was almost like they were scared. Yeah.
Honestly, I thought it was an overreaction.
They should be scared of
No, I think people are overreacting to it.
Okay, expand.
I mean, I just think that they were surprised as everybody else.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think that they expected to play Alabama. I think that they probably thought they would have a cakewalk against Florida State, which is fine. But I don't think that their reaction was, oh oh my God, we got to play mighty Alabama. Alabama's not that mighty.
So
But
how
if
do you?
but if you feel like Florida State without Jordan Travis on the table, and then you find out you got to play Nick Saban, you kind of like, on the surface, you like, hey man, line it up, meet me at the 50.
Right, but what could happen?
When you go home, no, you like, oh boy,
Nah.
Line it up.
no.
This, like Florida, with
Florida
Rodemaker,
State, right, without Jordan Travis versus playing Nick Saban.
give me Florida State.
Of course. And
Man, I'm a Gator fan.
Man, I don't
No,
think
he's
there's
saying
anything
give me
wrong
Florida
with
State
that.
Florida
to
State
win.
winning.
Yeah.
To win that game.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Stop acting like Michigan's offense.
I don't
ain't that
know. I
great.
don't know if we got enough time to get into that.
But yeah, Michigan offense ain't been that
So
great.
let's break this game down. Who do we have winning? How is it gonna go? What do Michigan got to? What does Michigan have to do to win this game, and what does Alabama have to do to win this game?
I think for Michigan, just lean on what you've been leaning on this entire year. That defense. I think that defense is great.
Hey,
I do, and I think that if I get 4th and 31, Alabama against Michigan,
Keep everybody in front of you.
Michigan sending 8,
oh yeah,
and they ain't giving Jalen. It's not going to happen.
engage
Now,
8.
Now the only thing that I worry about Michigan is clearly okay. We got to score some points. However, well, you got Jim Harbaugh back now. Jim will figure out something. I trust Jim Harbaugh as a coach. So now all of a sudden Michigan's offense has another dynamic because you got your coach back, and that defense has been doing what they've been doing all season. So I like Michigan right now.
Of course,
Really?
I said since maybe week 10, it's been Michigan championship to lose. Like it's now it's definitely set up for them to win it all. So
I think Michigan is beatable, man. They're one sided on offense. I think Nick Saban, they're gonna key in on that running game and force McCarthy to actually throw the ball. And I don't think he's a good thrower of the football. Like we haven't seen it that much this year. So make him throw. Alabama's defense is starting to peak at the right time. Guys got to make plays on the
they got a
outside,
running
though.
game though. Michigan got a running game.
Well, Alabama's gonna take away. I think that's the X factor.
Yeah.
It's got to be JJ McCarthy. If Michigan wins this game, JJ McCarthy has to be good, if not great.
Right.
Alabama took away Georgia's running game. I know we're not going to dive into that game. Georgia wants to run the football. Georgia forced themselves into running the ball, even though the run game wasn't working. I'm like, why y'all still running the ball? Alabama took away their run game and dared Carson back to beat them. Dared those receivers to get separation against Kool-Aid and Terry and Arnold and Caleb Downs. Michigan is not going to be able to run their way into this game. I think it's got to come down to JJ McCarthy. The defenses are going to show up.
Right.
Both of those teams, they're going to play defense. Can JJ McCarthy be a difference maker in this game? To me, that's the X factor.
It's a battle of the quarterbacks in this one.
I think so.
Can Milroe make more plays than McCarthy?
I think so.
I'm taking Bama.
Give me Bama.
You got Michigan. Michigan?
They
Go blue.
their running game is elite. Like it's lit-
And in all honesty, are you going to get this Milroe or? I mean,
Auburn Milroe.
He didn't play good against Auburn. If you actually watch that game,
LSU Milroe
he
was
made him.
incredible.
LSU has a horrendous defense.
I don't care, but
they're playing both.
even
The same Michigan
Jaden Daniels
defense.
did the same thing though.
The thing about Milroe is he makes a play when you need a play to be made.
Right.
He's not
a
going to have a
gamer.
consistent game.
Say it. What he got?
Moxie.
Hey, kids got a lot of moxie.
All right, let's move on to the Washington. What's their mascot?
Huskies.
The Washington
Huskies.
Huskies and the Texas Longhorn. Texas is back in the
Texas.
Longhorn
Texas.
Nation. We're back.
Give me
Okay,
Texas.
cool.
Give me Texas.
All right, you got Texas, Clint. How's it gonna go?
Give me Texas 34-27.
34-27.
a score on us.
That's bold.
34-27.
I'm not mad at it.
Well,
I'm not mad at that either because Washington ain't gonna play new defense.
you never know.
They played defense against Oregon.
Washington ain't gonna play new
They
defense.
played defense against Oregon.
That's a conference game.
How soon? No, that's a champion. That's a conference championship game.
What was the score in that game?
They played them earlier in the season too,
What was the score in that in
Okay.
that game?
and both of them was close. It was both of them was like 3-point games. I y'all can fact check me.
Yeah, I pull it up right
Both
here.
games was.
I forgot
was
what the
fairly
over
close.
under was for that
not
game
sure.
score.
I was actually trying to pull that. So the first time they beat Oregon,
like
they beat
30
them
something,
36-33.
36-33.
Last time was 34-31.
so Washington
3-point
gonna play
game.
no defense.
But
mean-
Oregon's a top 5. Texas is also a really good offense.
So again, to me,
But Quinn got to show up though. That's the thing.
so for me, it's actually Michael Penix. Cause
Really?
Nah, he gonna show.
No, because to me,
He gonna show.
I think me and Unc have been talking about it. Michael Penix,
'Cause he's from Tampa?
the latter part of the season,
And you can't
He
teach
hasn't-
St.
he
Pete.
hasn't
hadn't
played.
been playing his best
Yeah.
ball.
fair. Which, if you remember the last show, I mentioned they thought he was kind of dinged up. I also forgot they didn't have McMillan. They were also missing their second best receiver. That boy got time to get healthy now.
Because they got two of the best receivers in the country.
Man.
Yeah.
when they're healthy.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Hey,
I mean, I never played football, but I can see that those two guys are two of the best
And
receivers. in the
McMillan
country.
went
Shout
for
out to
131 last game.
Huh?
McMillan went for 9 catches and 131 yards.
hey,
last
he's
game.
a difference maker.
So again, to me, that's going to be the difference for Washington. I think that Texas defense, all right, cool. They're better than Washington's, but if Michael Penix is playing ball, that's going to be a shootout to me. And give me Michael Penix
future Tampa Bay Buck. I gotta put it out there.
coming back home.
Man, bring him home, man.
I'll take that.
34-31.
I'll agree with
Washington.
you on that.
What'd you say? Say it again.
34-31 Washington.
Spicy.
Even though I want both Bama and Texas to get blown out. Just
Y'all
FYI.
know, y'all want to know what Vegas says?
What does Vegas say?
Texas is getting 4 points. Texas is favored by 4.
It's Texas.
Over under is 63.5.
That's what?
Yeah.
Over under
63.5.
what?
They expecting a shootout.
Are you not? Apparently not. Kind of yes, not
I
really.
mean, 63.5 is a bit
It's
much.
Oregon, Washington.
I'm be honest. I'm taking the over.
Yeah.
So the weakness of Texas has been their DBs. They got 2 of the best D tackles in the country. We know what Sark is going to do with that offense. Quinn Ewers, Xavier Worthy is going to be healthy, even though he was in a walking boot at the end of the Big 12 championship game. They've got the most productive tight end in the country. They got A.D. Mitchell. All he does is catch big passes in big games. He might as well be Santana Moss at this point. They're going to score points. Washington is also going to score points. Give me the over 63 and
So
a
you
half.
Washington?
Nah, he's taking Texas.
Oh, Texas?
Listen,
Hey, you know what? No, I'm taking Washington because
That
remember
boy
when
out
I
of Tampa
did-
Bay Tech?
remember when I didn't take Washington versus Oregon in
What
the
happened?
conference chip, and you kind of called me on
I
it.
did.
I should have stood on my laurels.
Pac-12 breeze.
Hey man, give me
Yeah, why are you not taking your Pac-12 breeze?
yeah, give me.
Like,
give
what
me,
are we doing?
Give me Mr. Penix, aka Mr. Tampa, aka future
Hey,
Tampa Bay Buck.
Tampa Bay
so
Tech.
hold on. Fate of the world. Death Ray pointed at us.
Give me Iguodala.
Give me Iguodala.
Hey, Clint, you the Lone Ranger on this one, man. I'm going with the Huskies too, man. Like,
Let's go.
It's just something about Michael Penix in big game.
Let's go.
He's got that it factor, and I think
Hey.
it's gonna be a duel, man, back and forth with the quarterbacks.
My
But
only rebuttal, you can't teach St. Pete.
he from Tampa, but
He
we'll
from
take
Tampa,
it.
but you
Close
can't
enough.
teach St.
We'll
Pete.
take
Close
Bear.
enough, man.
We gonna see.
Hey, and you know I
Give me
like my
Quinn.
receivers, so
Oh yeah.
Now,
Hey, they
you
got
gotta-
some elite boys out there.
Yeah,
You
though.
have to
he
be
does.
salivating over this game, bro. You get Rome, you get Xavier, you
Yeah.
get McMillan. Like
but the top two is on one team, so
that's true.
I'm gonna have to go with the Huskies.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's gonna be you said a 60 what? 66?
63 and a half
63?
is the over under.
So again, don't get me wrong. I want both number 3 and number 4 to lose by at least 14.
You just trying to prove a point.
I am.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm
All
on-
right.
It was a point made about the
slapping my thing on the table. I'm sorry.
It was a
That's
point made
crazy.
about the college football playoffs about it always being blowouts, and that was the reason Florida State didn't get in all this. But I don't know, man.
Hey, Cincinnati beat Michigan to get to the blowout. So
TCU.
TCU.
And that's the
So-
game that's still. That's what I was telling you earlier. That's the game that's still fresh. Like everybody still.
They
hung
forgot
up on
about
that game, man.
them beating Michigan. They just got to the blowout.
Because
But
again, at the end of the day,
we're backtracking.
Well, at the end of the day, again, line it up. That's why it pissed me off. You got
Yeah.
Condoleezza Rice wasn't on that committee this time.
Hey, Condoleezza would have put y'all in. I feel like.
Wait,
I don't know about
Condoleezza-
Condi.
Wait,
she used to be on the
Yeah, she was
committee.
on the
Are
committee
you
when you-
joking me right
No.
now? This is a real
Hey,
name?
so I don't know if y'all know this, bro, but a
What's
lot
the
of stuff,
qualifications?
bro, a lot of like awards and stuff, like it's a lot of like beat writers and did y'all know that Boo Corrigan, the chairman of the committee, is the 80 at NC State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all knew that?
They're all yes. Shannon actually sent me everybody who's on the committee.
Jim
They're all
Grove,
ADs, ex coaches, whatever.
Coach from Wake Forest, what's his name? Jim Grove.
Listen,
Which again
Why
was
is Condoleezza Rice on the?
she not no
She
more.
was- no,
She
she
was.
was.
Why was she?
Because she's a person. She's well respected.
It's weird though.
But
man.
that's but
So it's no like qualifications to get on this.
no. Can I? Okay, I'm not gonna rant. College football, from an award perspective, is broken.
one of the hosts at Warrant Chant gets to vote on the Heisman.
Why?
Yeah.
Did you know?
Well, he's a writer.
No.
Corey Clark.
No,
He's a
no.
writer.
Did you know that you can just email in your votes? Like you just open an email and say, "This is who should win the Heisman." Why?
There's no structure.
Why? Why would those people get to choose
Hey,
the most important things in this sport? And
It only
we don't
count-
even know they watch it.
It only counts like 1% of the actual.
I don't
vote, though.
care.
So
big-
how
that's
do
a
we
big
get on the
one.
Heisman vote?
You don't.
Send an email.
You got to be
We can't.
somebody.
Oh, you got to be
You
somebody.
got to be like a
Alright.
media personality, like a journalist.
so let's move on. Let's move.
We gonna get this thing pumping. We gonna get it going, and we gonna get on
Jordan
the Heisman
Travis
vote.
for Heisman because
Hey.
clearly he was the most
Yeah,
important person in
he's
college.
I
invaluable.
don't do that either.
Most important person
Clearly
in
he
college
was- I mean, he
football.
was.
It was about Jordan. It was about Jordan, though.
So
Shout
Travis
out to
Jordan.
Heisman.
It's
Travis
not about
George.
Florida State. It's
Travis
not about the ACC. It's really just about Jordan out there.
Travis Jordan.
So
yes.
so the go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and actually, Breeze. If anything, this is right now. It's a referendum for Florida State to get the hell out of the ACC.
Honestly, I hope
Yeah.
y'all get out, because then if y'all get out, then we can get out.
and go where?
Big Ten me.
Sure. Yeah, I'll take Big Ten.
Big Ten me.
And all honesty,
Anywhere but the ACC.
No, y'all not Big Ten people. Y'all are SEC people.
give me all the smoke because again, we keep beating the SEC, so I don't care.
The Panhandle is
Line
just
it up.
really South
Right.
Alabama.
Yeah.
Y'all are SEC people.
All right, line it up. Who
Y'all
cares?
fan base is out of Dothan.
All right,
No, for real.
Bessemer.
All right, moving on. Moving on. The
Bo
mo-
Jackson from Bessemer. I'm cool.
So is Gucci
So
Mane.
it's- he said-
and Jameis Winston.
you talking nothing but greatness right now. What y'all talking about?
So is Gucci Mane and Jameis
said
What
Winston.
y'all talking about?
Hey man, Bessemer, Alabama, man.
Hey.
That's y'all fan base, man.
Hey,
Line
man.
it up, man.
couple
Bessemer
legends
and-
came out of them, man.
And
feel me?
Dothan.
3 of them.
Hey, shout to Dothan, Alabama.
Y'all is sick, man.
If there's anybody from Dothan who happens to watch this, bro,
Shout out to Dothan. man.
please hit
Shout out
us
to
up.
Bessemer.
We're gonna send y'all something.
One way in, one way out.
Listen, it might be a custom shot glass. It might be. We got a couple
I mean,
shirts that are exclusive.
I mean, actually,
If
my
you,
granddaddy from Dothan.
no, hey, if somebody's from Dothan, half my aunties and uncles was born in Dothan. It's the closest hospital to Graceville.
Come on, man.
Listen, the Panhandle is really just South Alabama. I
Stop
say
that.
that for a reason.
I know, but stop
bro,
that.
it's true.
Stop that, Florida
Bro,
man.
the Panhandle is South Alabama.
Stop that. You're taking this show off the rails.
All right.
All right, let's
All
go. Let's go.
The host got something to say.
My bad.
The most important time in college football right now is transfer portal season. The new free agency of college football. It's I think it's bigger than the NFL free agency at this point. You got guys like Cam Ward jumping into the portal. DJ Uyunglele. He's in the portal. Clint, your guy, Travis Etienne's little brother,
I'm heartbroken.
he just jumped into the portal.
That hurt
Our
me.
defensive end, Patrick Payton, teased at the portal. You got players negotiating their way through the portal. So my first question is, are some of these kids misunderstanding the market of what's going on? Because a lot of these kids jump into the portal for money or for whatever reason and get lost. Are they not understanding their market?
100%. So I got our guy, Alwyn, who came on the show. He works on the SNC staff up there at UCF. Shout out to the Knights. He made a comment about something else. He was talking about recruiting, and what he said parents need to be educated on how this stuff works.
Right.
The portal is part of that. Like, how many parents y'all probably can think of who was like, oh, they ought to be playing you, or you better than so-and-so, oh, you ain't getting no, we gonna get in the portal and somebody gonna come get us. The problem is nobody's gonna come get you.
Right.
So I got numbers pulled up. As of Monday, in the portal, 1,127 kids. There aren't that many openings on these rosters. On Monday, 538 kids went into the portal.
Who's raising?
Just
who's
Monday.
Who's leading these kids, man?
So that's part of the problem. These kids are going in and they're not realizing
Ain't no
you might
coming
not
out.
get that phone call. Right. Like you walk into a room and you expect there's a door to get out of it.
Get stuck.
There's not a door on the other side sometimes. Sometimes you walk in and your best bet is to walk back through the door you came in.
And then if you walk through that door, you might be walking down the roster. You might be the third string receiver when you get there.
High key.
And you had an opportunity to fight for position.
Because let's also be honest, a lot of these kids, they can't afford to pay to go to school. And they're in college because it was free. So now you got to find somewhere else that's going to let you go to school for free, or you taking loans. Yeah. Right, and then at that point you got to pay them back at some point. And let's be completely honest. 1% of y'all are actually going to the NFL. I hate to be that guy.
That's it.
I hate to be that guy. I love playing ball. I was one of those people. I realized kind of early on, this ain't my future.
Yeah,
but that's why a lot of these kids are using the portal. I can't make my money in the NFL, so a guy like Pat Payton. He wants Jared Verse
Pat
money.
Payton is going to the NFL.
Well, he wants Jared Verse money.
That's a different
college.
conversation.
He used the portal.
That's a different conversation.
Negotiate.
I'm looking at guys. There are a couple of guys. I'll use Miami as an example. There are a couple of guys who are at Miami who couldn't touch the field in 2 rebuild seasons, where the roster wasn't even where Mario wanted it to be. Where are you going?
Stay.
Who's coming to get you? Maybe UMass makes a call. Maybe you get that phone call from Tulsa, maybe. But we got to be honest about the situation. So a lot of these kids are going in with no plan. And listen, if you ain't got them phone calls before you went in, because we all know they tampering. Billy been making them calls for a couple of months now.
Shout out to Lincoln.
Billy wasn't waiting until now. Hey, look. Hey, Mike been making them calls. Yeah. Let's not be foolish. Mike
Prime.
know.
Oh, all day.
Dion.
All day.
He ain't hard to find.
All day.
If you ain't got a phone call before December and you go in that portal, hey, you playing a dangerous game.
On the flip side of that, Breeze, I'm thinking about somebody like, again, hometown. I'm thinking about Johnny Wilson, where if you look at who he was, even the hometown writers like, yeah, I mean, he's big.
Yeah.
But
Pause.
But he decided to actually elevate his game, right? Yeah. I mean, obviously he has just God-given talent, and he
also walks in the door at 6'7".
He's 6'7". Yeah. So you would think that, oh man, that's going to happen. It wasn't happening for him at Arizona State,
right?
So he comes to Florida State, which still okay, fine. We're kind of on the uprise. But he made that impact. He worked his tail off to get to be. Oh, actually, that's Johnny Wilson. He's probably a second-day guy. Yeah. He wasn't that guy coming out of Arizona State.
But I feel like a Johnny Wilson, to me, Johnny Wilson was at an Arizona State where he's got certain measurables that you can't find. Like if you're going into the portal as a 6'2" linebacker who runs a 5'1", you're playing a dangerous game. Mm-hmm. Johnny, at the very least, somebody will take me as a tight end project. Somebody will take. You can't teach 6'7".
You can't, but
just like you can't teach St. Pete,
right? But even me and Unc, we're talking about like Johnny would drop a lot, and he was dropping a lot in Arizona State.
But he'll catch a one-handed pass in between two players.
But they didn't say that about him at Arizona State. He's not going to make the big play when it matters. When he came to Florida State, he worked hard and he was that guy. You know what? Okay, Johnny might have dropped too early, but when it matters, I'm giving the ball to 14.
Right. Yeah.
He became that guy, but he worked that hard to be that guy. So a lot of guys who are transferring now, and I see guys like Bless Harris on the O-line.
Where are you going?
Where are you going? But at the same time,
this is it.
I understand that there's a lot of guys on that offensive line that might be better than you. It's not a great line, so maybe go and try to find somewhere else.
Listen, a lot of kids will find a home.
Right, but to your point, like none of y'all are going to the league.
The vast majority of that 1,127 kids who went in the portal.
How many are going to the league?
Very few,
27.
if any. So look, there are some. No, because look, there are some.
27.
No, hold on.
Out of the 2,100.
1,100.
Oh, 1,100.
So, because here's the other thing, right? Because this is also the other side of the portal. The other side of the portal, the small percentage of the portal, there are guys who can go anywhere in the country. So I have it, 24/7 Sports. They do a listing of the top players in the portal. The number one player in the portal is Walter Nolan. Walter Nolan can go to Alabama. He can go to Georgia. He can go to Texas. He can go anywhere he want, and he will be in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. And they're gonna pay him there.
And they're going to pay him. Aiden Childs, Dante Moore, Cameron Ward, Princely, your man's is number 6 right now on the list.
He in the portal?
Oh, you didn't know that?
Princely?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
All right.
He's number 6. So there's a certain percentage.
You're me in the airport right now.
Crazy. That's wild.
Wow.
To find out right now, here is where you find
Princely's
out.
in the portal?
A guy like
Bro,
Riley
yes.
Leonard.
Bro, your best offensive player and your best defensive player who were coming back this year in the portal.
I don't know if Princely was our best defensive player.
That
He
was coming back?
Supposed to be.
Did y'all give him number 1?
He had him.
That's a big number.
So, but
he didn't.
to my point though, there's a small percentage of those guys who know they're gonna be good.
Right.
Right.
Walter Nolan walks in there with no problems. Fadil Diggs from Texas A&M. Half of those, remember 2022, Texas A&M had the best recruiting class ever.
All time great.
Several 5 and 4-star D
This a boy
linemen.
that just left Georgia hit the portal. Linebacker.
Nyland Green went in the portal. Xavier Sori.
That's from
So
Georgia.
like those
yeah.
kids are going to be good.
Right.
But when I scroll way down on this list,
It's just a bunch of names.
Y'all getting stuck.
when I get past 50,
Go
in a
back.
dangerous
They'll
game.
find a
And
place
again-
though.
Hey, man, but-
Will
They'll
they?
find a
What-
place.
Yeah, bro. Back
There
where
are a
they-
lot of
back
kids
where
who
they
don't
came
ever
from.
come out.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of those guys don't leave.
Or go to a D2 or a D3.
Hey, but look, like Miami, if you were a third string guy out of Miami, I won't say, I can't think of like names off the top of my head, but there's some guys from Miami who've entered the portal.
Where's Jake Garcia at, off the top of your head?
High key? Where's Tate, the Tate that we took from Ohio State?
Oh,
The quarterback.
He's out. He's not playing football.
Working for his daddy back in Nevada.
Martell?
Yeah,
Tate
Tate
Martell.
Martell. Yeah.
You hop in the portal and then what? You was third string at Missouri and now you don't even exist anymore. So again, if you jump in that portal, it better be with a plan.
Yeah. But
as for those like kids, they know what situation is good from them.
No, they don't.
not all of them. They think
The
they do.
majority don't.
They're not being guided. There's no guidance.
They just trying to get some PT.
Bro, it was a kid who left Miami last year as a running back. Mario was like, hey, man, go find you something else. He's
Right.
back in the portal this season. That kid didn't have a plan. He's trying to figure it out. You know what's going to happen? You're going to age out.
Go get them CDLs.
Shout out to
Hey, man, he going to be back in Miami trying to sell insurance.
Or you see those guys like in our situation, Trayshawn Ward.
Yeah.
Right?
He's
Had a
back
great
in the
season, goes to Kansas State. Yeah, you probably were better off staying in Tallahassee, and now you're back in the portal.
Back in the portal.
So at some point, I think you even said this at the beginning of last season. Sometimes it ain't the team, bro. It's you.
Right.
High key.
Hey, but let's look at the positive of the portal. Like, look what Mike used the portal to do. He's a 13-0 head coach because of the portal. So the portal could kickstart a lot of programs that are rebuilding. Miami could have a good portal offseason and might be looking at a playoff.
We about to spend big money on a quarterback.
Colorado too.
Yeah, Colorado could go heavy in the portal and be a playoff contender. You never know. So the portal could do a lot of good things as well as do harm as well. Yeah.
I got an inside scope on that.
Hey,
Colorado.
man, Florida's getting what's going on up there in Gainesville, man? Because
Listen.
off a 5 and 7 season, and some of your best guys are
Put the
going
mic
in.
First of all, don't do this. Don't do that.
Nah, talk to the mic. Come
What'd
on.
you say?
Off a 5 and 7 season, you got a lot of guys going in the portal. What is Billy doing?
Take
What's
them
the
shades
plan?
off.
Camera on me.
Take them shades off.
Is this camera on me?
Trash.
What's Billy doing?
I ain't do that to y'all all season. Don't do that to me, man.
It's a question. What is
Listen.
Billy doing?
He doesn't. We talked about this last
It's
week.
the same thing that Norvell did. He sucked his first couple 2-3 years.
Norvell had a plan. There was a direction.
we
were
have the
going.
number one quarterback coming in.
Not for long.
He's not number one, but he's really
He's
good.
one of the best quarterbacks.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Shout out to Lagway.
We got Mertz coming back. I don't know how I feel about that.
Murder. It's murder.
Graham wasn't the problem last year.
It was the offensive line.
No, that
And it was a defense.
Was
Bro, that
putrid.
defense was a.
The whole defense.
But so listen,
We're
we
gonna
had
be
one of the
multiple on the front, multiple on the back.
listen. We had one of the best defenses like the first 4 weeks of the season.
Yeah, you played Charlotte and McNeese State.
No, we played. We also played
Yeah, we're bum rushing.
Tennessee
Yeah,
and
that's attacking.
I love to do this. We also played Tennessee and Kentucky and those guys. You know,
You didn't play Kentucky, but yeah, okay. It is.
And those guys.
we played Utah.
Yeah.
We played
did play
a couple.
Utah. You did play.
Listen.
Played a couple downers,
Listen,
and we
hold
played
on.
Tennessee.
For real,
Yeah.
we are a Florida podcast, so an honest question, because I think that Breeze, he has laid out what Miami's plan is. Clearly, Norvell has maxed out his plan so far.
He
Hopefully
there.
it continues.
He there. Y'all there.
What is Florida doing? Because again, when we look at it,
Honestly,
I don't see the
know.
direction.
I mean, neither.
They're gonna be multiple on the front end and multiple on the back.
I don't know. Right now, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is right now. I can't see it.
I thought it was gonna be leaning on that running game based on last season. You had a
We
two-headed
lost
monster.
our best running back all time.
Yeah,
ever.
Trevor. Wait,
all
what?
time.
Yeah, well, we lost our best running back.
Okay,
Well, Fred Taylor is rolling over. Emmett Smith is
No,
rolling over.
he
I'm about
said
to
they
our
lost
best
their
running
best
back.
one right now.
All right,
Right now, we lost our best.
We'll
running
let
back,
you live.
but-
We'll let you live quickly. We got to move on. We got to move on.
Let me just say this: we lost our best running back. It's cool. We need a offensive line. You know.
Huh?
I'm good.
No,
Yeah,
you
no,
good. No,
go,
we're talking about
go.
something. Yeah.
We need a quarterback. I don't
No,
know.
you don't.
All right.
Yes, we do.
Speaking of quarterback,
I don't know if Graham Mertz is the guy.
Before we move on, I was gonna do a quick matchmaking session. With the portal.
Hey, yo.
I was gonna ask y'all real quick. Like, are y'all good? Like, y'all going Porter heavy again this offseason?
Hey, yo.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we
got holes to fill.
Yeah,
Pause.
Hey.
I was gonna
He
ask.
said pause. He said pause. Man.
Based on all our teams, if you had to go get one guy in the portal or
this
one
is
position in the portal, who are you taking or what position are you taking?
DJ Lagway.
He's not in the
He's in
portal.
the
He's not.
portal, man.
So we're just going.
That's
just
what I
going
want.
One, just one.
so we can move on.
All right, Breeze.
Oh, me?
Yeah. Go set off.
Go get me Cameron Ward. We're a quarterback away from double-digit wins. My defense was top 25. My offense was top 40. And that's including my quarterback throwing 12 interceptions
Which
in
one?
4 games.
Shout out TVD.
Give me Cam Ward.
Must see TVD. That's my godson.
Nah, your guys, you can have him. That's your quarterback in the portal. You can have him.
Hey, bring him to Gainesville.
He's
No.
Tyler. Tyler.
Hey, listen,
Not TVD.
y'all. If y'all bring him to Gainesville, we play y'all week 1. He's still gonna be throwing to us.
All right. Breeze got Cam Ward. They're a quarterback away. Pump. Who do we need?
Oof. I'm kind of torn. I mean, it's the easy question. I mean, the easy answer is quarterback because we haven't had time to see what Tate can actually do. I think he's talented. I do think he has talent, but we weren't able to see what he really could bring.
That's Rodemaker?
Yeah.
His first name is Tate?
Yeah.
First name was Tate.
Got a problem with Tate.
Yeah, really? No. Good grief. Yeah, I hate to go quarterback again. I mean, I know it's important, but I don't know what's there.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're also losing a lot of help on the defensive side, in the secondary. So secondary / quarterback 1A, secondary 1B.
Okay. I'm gonna go quarterback. You know, this team doesn't run without a quarterback. This offense doesn't run without a quarterback. I like Dante Moore. I don't think we're gonna get him. We should go, give it a shot.
Shout out to
Who he
Michigan.
play for?
Former 5-star coming out of college. Coming out of high school, number 3 quarterback in the
I thought he
country?
was the number 1 quarterback. Dante Moore, he went to UCLA.
He's only played
back in
1
the
year
portal.
college. Yeah.
I think he's going to Michigan.
So either
He's from
Dante
Michigan.
Moore.
He's from Detroit.
I don't
Hardball's
really-
gonna be there.
I don't like the DJ Uyongole. I don't like that.
That'll do it for y'all.
I mean, he plays good in Doak
yeah.
Campbell Stadium.
Yeah, but
That's
we
crazy.
Is majority of y'all defense coming
bro.
back?
No.
Now we're losing a lot.
We're losing a lot.
So I don't know about that then.
But I want to start at quarterback, just bridge the gap because Luke Cromenhawk, he's enrolling early, 5-star quarterback coming out of high school. Just have him sit and watch a veteran quarterback for a year. Yeah.
I don't know who in the portal.
What position do you want?
What position group?
You lost your
pick?
running back.
DJ Lagway.
All right, bro.
All right, man.
He said a team.
You need an offensive line. I'm gonna say it for you.
So 5 guys.
I don't care who you got at quarterback. It could be Michael,
If you're going to put DJ
Vic,
Lagway back there,
Elway, Marino,
get you a left tackle.
Lamar
I put
Villis.
my rent money on DJ Lagway.
That boy gonna be homeless.
Somebody got
man,
a block,
bring him in.
man.
That boy gonna be sleeping on the beltway.
Bring him in.
Billy Napier gonna be playing left guard. So Child, shout out to
Out there in
Child.
the district.
Shout out to Child. He did send a bag. The bag was about the portal. How do we feel about all these guys who've gone in since the season ended? I think we
all
kind
right,
of we
man.
talked
Yeah,
about
touched
it.
on
I
that.
think we covered that.
But shout out to bro.
Shout out to Chai. Okay, come back on the couch, man, and talk about your Gators.
Hey, yeah. You come talk about
yeah,
these Gators.
You've been throwing a lot of shots.
Come talk about these Gators, Child.
Come get this smoke.
Who Chai like? Who he like?
He's a Gator.
He's a
Cool,
Gator.
cool.
He graduated from Florida.
Oh,
He cool, man. He
come
cool.
back on the couch.
Yeah, we
Chai.
need him. Come catch this slander.
All right, that was a long segment. near an hour.
It needed
right?
to be.
Yeah, it's college, man.
Hey man, it's forever Go No's best team in the state. We got robbed.
True statement.
We got robbed. But Mike, he's gonna come back with a chip on his shoulder. Let's take a quick break, and we are gonna jump into. We're gonna talk a little NBA.